times. Yeah?
That's 11.
That's 11, is it? Okay, so we're on number 11 then. Okay, we're recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are going to do your effleurage while you do when you do your cleansing. Okay, so we cross our fingers over. We then place our thumbs on the brow, middle of the brow, and then bring our hands around. Guys, are you watching? Because this is hard movement. Okay, so across, thumbs, and around. Okay, so that's how you effleurage the whole of your face. Okay, what's next?
Cheek lifts, index finger leading.
Ooh, cheek lifts, okay. So from here then we're going to use our index finger and we're going to basically try and lift the cheeks. Okay, so we're going to use the whole of the cheek area, okay, to stimulate. Now you can use the whole of your hand as well, it just depends on how big and how plump the cheek area is. I was trying to think of a nice word. Okay, what's next?
Tapping along jawline.
Okay, so tapping along the jawline. Okay, so you can go like that and you can also go alternate. So it's up to you how you want to do it. Or you can do a bit of both. Alrighty, what's next then,
Thumb
Mum?
circles from chin to ear, rotaries to jawline.
Thumb circles from chin to ear.
rotaries
Okay.
to jawline.
Okay, so we're going to do our thumb circles. Now these circles always want to be lifting. The purpose of the circles is to lift the jawline. Okay, when we get there, what do we do? And how many times do we do it?
It doesn't say.
Okay, so we'll I'll say. So we're going to slide back to the chin and we'll do it 3 times. If you try and keep everything about 3 times, that's always good. What's that?
Don't know. Come on.
Okay. Okay. What's next, Lauren?
Knuckling to cheeks and jawline.
Knuckle into cheeks and jawline. Okay, so just the same as we did on the shoulders, we are knuckling. Okay, so knuckle underneath, and then knuckle onto the cheek. Big circles as I'm doing it. Okay, really good at getting the circulation going. Now, obviously, if somebody's got very sensitive skin around the cheek area, then I would probably just keep it more down here. Okay, so you just need to watch and observe how people are reacting. Yes, dear, what's next?
Whipping along jawline from side to side. Lifting
Whipping.
muscle up.
Okay, so whipping. Okay, two middle fingers. Okay, that's all we're doing here, and we're doing a whipping movement. Okay, so when I do it, if I was just doing slow-mo, okay, I am trying to pick up the muscle like that. Okay, so nice and fast.
That feels really weird.
Okay. Okay, we're going to come across. So wherever there are, like the main areas that this is, you know, the muscles are affected are under the chin, and then the outer edges of the jawline. Okay. Think of the Churchill advert. You know, that dog. Yeah, that's your saggy jowls. Good old Churchill, right. Okay, what's after this, Lauren?
Effleurage face 3 times, prayer movement.
Okay, so basically, guys, listen up, Shauna. Okay, so we finish off on the chin, start back at the temples, and the prayer movement is this, okay? Because it looks like you're praying. So the movement that we just did before. So we cross over our fingers, thumbs on the bridge and around. Yeah, what's next?
Tapping over cheeks.
Tapping over the cheeks. Okay, so from there we're just going to tap with our fingers over the top of the cheeks. Zygomatic is this is known as. So when you get to learn your bones and your muscles, it's a zygomatic bone and zygomaticus muscle, aka the cheek. Okay, what's next?
Finger frictions from chin to mouth, working up and around nostrils.
Finger frictions from
Chin to around mouth, working up around nostrils.
Okay, so finger frictions, little circles. Okay, do you remember I said about petrissage being similar to... Okay, so we're just working along that laughter line, basically. When we get to the nostrils, what do we do?
Work up nose to forehead, zigzags over forehead.
Okay, then when we get here now, you've got to be careful not to knock into each other. So depending on how big your fingers are and how big the forehead is, depends on how many you use. So you can either use just one finger, index finger, or you can use both. It's up to you. All right. Now it needs to be quite quick. This is a friction movement. The idea is that it stimulates the blood flow and relaxes the muscles as well. But what you don't want to do is go like this and end up pinching the skin, particularly on somebody that's got a more of a crepey skin, because that could be quite painful. It could even bruise as well. Yes, my dear, what's next?
Forehead lifts, one hand at a time. Work to the right temple, over to the left temple, back to centre.
Okay, now if you get this right, this is lovely. Okay, now I'm just to link this movement in, I'm just going to go round the eyes, and I'm going to bring one hand down. Now this, imagine that you're an airplane, taking off and landing. Okay, so we want your index finger to land first, then your next finger, then your next finger, then your next finger, and all the time this one's taking off. Okay, landing, taking off. What you don't want to do is place your hand down lower than their eyebrow, because you will open their eye and everybody will get freaked out. Okay, your client's probably half asleep by now. You're like 40 minutes into the facial, they've been laid down, and all of a sudden you put your finger there and it goes whoa and that, like, they're like, whoa, what just happened? And you're like, whoa, I just freaked myself out. Okay, so it's not nice. So just make sure that you land that finger forehead side of the eyebrow, okay, and you're working your way round right over to the temple. Yeah, then what do we do when we get to the temple?
Over to left temple, back to centre.
Okay, so we're just working to one temple and then back again.
Yeah, and then ironing over the forehead.
Okay, I wasn't sure whether we did any finger slides under the eye, but no. Okay, that's cool. This is great for headaches, and Chantal has a headache. So hopefully this will reduce some of the tension. Now, it wants to be slow. Okay, and like I say, if you get it right... Chloe, watch my hands. Stop zoning out. Okay, so if you get it right, and it's really lovely, and it should feel like you're almost like somebody's just lifting your forehead off your face. Okay, and then you need to make sure that you work to one side, to the other, and back to the centre, so that both sides of the forehead are getting equal amount of treatment. Then when we get there, we're going to iron out those lines and frown lines and tension. So ironing is one hand on top of the other, and you're going to do big circles, working from one temple. Hover at the temple a little bit, because that's lovely. And then move back to the other side. Okay? Then what are we doing?
Finger circles around the eyes, times 2.
We're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Come on, Chloe, you can do this.
So tired.
I know. Right, back to the centre. When you get to the centre, separate those hands and really push down. Okay? One finger. Sliding around the eyes, yeah? Okay? So we're just sliding around the eyes. Very, very gentle underneath, a little bit more pressure on as we go up onto the eyebrow itself. Next.
Eyebrow pinching along eyebrows, slide under eyes to start, times 3.
Okay, so I'm just pinching the eyebrow, because we've got a big muscle here, and it causes us a lot of headache, so I'm just trying to relax it a bit. Slide underneath, not pinching on the top, underneath. Pinch, 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 slide underneath, yeah.
Finger slide around the eyes, times 2.
Again, okay.
And then effleurage, as in movement 1, times 2. And then repeat moves 8 and 9, and then effleurage with, as in movement with vibrations on face.
Okay. Vibrations. Okay, right then. So what I would do now is I'm down there on the chest again, and the repeat movements are for the thumbs, okay, and the circles. All right. So I would do that again, particularly if they've got a lot of tension. Okay. So I'll just pretend I've done that, and I'm going to do the next movement, which is the same as this. Okay. So your big effleurage movement, but this time we're going to stick some vibrations in. All right. Now I want you all to find the area on yourself as I'm doing this. So I'm going to come underneath the neck. Yeah. I'm going to stick 2 fingers. Okay, index and middle, into the indentation of my client's occipital. I'm going to lift my elbows forward and I'm going to vibrate. Okay, then I'm going to release all the pressure, so there's no pressure on at all, and just slide back gently to the temples. Okay, then we're going to go down onto the chest again. You're going to do this 3 times, but every time you're going to do a vibration. Okay, I can't talk when I do it because I have to hold my breath. Okay. So like I say, it's not a shake. Okay, you're just vibrating. Can you see my muscles clenching? All right. Okay, what's next then, Lauren?
Effleurage face times 3.
And then what?
And then finger slide around the eyes times 3. Resting on temples, very slow circles to finish. Take fingers off slowly and gently.
Okay, so effleurage in the face times 3, just to link it all together. And then I'm going to go into my finger slides around the eyes to finish. Okay. And then we're going to stop at the temples. We're going to do some very, very, very slow little circles. So you place all your fingers down when we get there. Some slow circles. And then gently, gently press on. And then ever so slowly take your fingers away. And you've done.
Oh, that was so good.